A good afternoon from Casey, South Carolina. It's 82 degrees under mostly sunny skies. It's a battle of undefeateds here today at Brooklyn Casey High School as Fork Union comes to town. The Blue Devils coming in at 6-0, taking on your 5-0 Palmetto Prep Minutemen. Hi, everybody. Chris Sheeman and Harrison Huntley. Glad to be with you here once again. And Harrison, we talked a little bit about it during the pregame, but this should be quite the stark contrast from what we saw 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were saying this team probably has double, triple the roster size. They've got some quality players that are sure to go to, D1s, D2s, real large schools next year, and a very, very even match for Palmetto Prep, a team that I think we wait and see a while as a team that can really challenge the Minutemen on the field to, play their best, and the best we've seen them so far this year.
Fork Union won the toss. They will receive as Christian Ramirez gets set to kick it off for Palmetto Prep. Returning is 29 for Fork Union. That is Trayvon Reed. Also back there is 84. That's Toshin Oikonmi. Glad to be with you wherever you're watching from. Feel free to use the YouTube chat or hashtag Palmetto Prep on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you during today's broadcast. The battle of undefeateds is underway, and this out-of-conference game for Palmetto Prep is underway. It looks like that's Barbosa who's going to handle the kickoff as he takes it from inside his 10 past the 20 to the 25. So Fork Union in the white, Palmetto Prep in their dark blue with red. And let's set the lineups here on the offense. On the offensive line for Fork Union, left tackle is number 75, Carson Stetzikorn. The left guard, number 72, Ethan Harris. The center, number 77, John Scully. Right guard is number 50, that's Christian Darasaw. The right tackle, number 79, Xavier Bryson. The tight end is number 80, that's Sterling Palmer. At one receiver, 82, Ramir Tan Davis. Number 23, Jairi Love. Number 3, Abdul Jop. And the running back, who you see losing yardage there, is number 22, Julian Garrett. The quarterback is number 5, DeAndre Thomas. Flag is down, Harrison.
They're going to wave the flag off, apparently.
So the opening play goes for a loss of 5. Set the defense for Palmetto Prep. On the ends, number 43, Hassan Nesbitt. Number 99, Kenny Terry. The nose guard, number 79, Cam Wilson. The linebackers, number 37, Truself Cooper, and number 18, Chase Hartley. The corners, 21, Aaron Muzan, and number 15, Josh Williams. The right safety, number 6, Jason Williams. Left safety is 14, that's Dre Lindsay, and the free safety is number 24, Quante William. DeAndre Thomas in the shotgun. Empty backfield as he throws it complete over the middle. Got the yardage they lost, plus a couple of more as the pass is caught by the tight end, Sterling Palmer.
Yeah, you see so far their Fork Union wants to run that kind of spread option with the zone reads and kind of run a lot out of the shotgun there. And it takes those kind of runs that didn't work on first down to open up the passing game on second and third down. We'll have to see how they go so far, but they've got to get that quick run out of the shotgun for their passing game to be more effective.
Yeah, DeAndre Thomas, certainly a dual threat from the Washington, D.C. area as he brings in Julian Garrett at running back. Two receivers slotted to the near side here on this 3rd and 8, and the pass is caught at the 35. It'll be close to a first down on the reception. That's number 9, Jawan Bell.
Yeah, I don't think we're running a first down markers today, so honestly you're going to have a hard time figuring out where the first down is a lot of times, but that will be enough for the first, it looks like.
There's always something, isn't there? That's I just noticed that, but it is a first down out to the 35.
I think now they're getting set up on the first down markers. They got their third person to do it, I guess.
Okay. Two backs in the backfield. It's a handoff to number 20, and that'll be Sadiq Muhammad with a good run, taking it close to midfield. Tackle on the play by Aaron Luzon.
And right there, that's the play that has to work for Fork Union to be successful on offense. If they can get that run going for anywhere more than 5 yards, defense has to start playing the run, and that's when you can run a lot of play action and even a quarterback keeper out of that situation and really make some big motions there.
Gain of 13, 1st and 10 from the 48. Left to right goes Fork Union here in the opening quarter. Handoff again, Muhammad. Big burst up the middle, another 10-plus yard gain as he bulldozes through tacklers. He'll be taken down near the Palmetto Prep 40-yard line.
Yeah, another big run out of the same package now. Like I said, opens up a lot of play action possibilities, and especially when you run that option, you have the dual threat like Thomas. He can run himself out of that.
These two teams met last year. Fork Union won at home, 37-12. Palmetto Prep hasn't really been challenged much defensively this year. Those of you who have been watching know that the competition has not really been to the level that the Minutemen are used to, or certainly you're going to see here this afternoon, as there's a flag down here before this 1st and 10.
It's going to be a false start.
So that'll back up the Blue Devils 5 yards. So Palmetto Prep came in giving up just 8.6 points per game, 30 rush yards a game, and 82.8 pass yards a game. Those stats are going to take a hit, but the important stat, and something they can control against Fork Union, is turnovers. Palmetto Prep has forced 20 turnovers, 14 interceptions. Play action for Thomas. Looking on the far side, good defense there as it's incomplete, intended for Oikonmi.
Well, it's hard to talk about forcing turnovers because it requires usually a misstep by the offense, but there is a lot your defense can do. You can be in the backfield hurrying the quarterback, you can be in the passing lanes, you can have good coverage. There's a lot of things that can lead to turnovers, but especially just that turnover margin, like you said, keeping that as far up as it is for the defense will be important to at least get 1 or 2 big breaks in this one.
So a big play here now, 3rd and 15 for Fork Union. Palmetto Prep trying to get off the field. Thomas, little pitch out. It's caught by Muhammad. Muhammad, oh boy, does he have some legs. He's going. Muzan able to take him down, but not before Muhammad takes it inside the 10 and a gain of 40-plus.
That was a just simple screen pass. It looked like Palmetto had him dead to rights there, where he was in the backfield, 3 guys around him, and he just turned on the extra jets and ran past everybody.
So Palmetto Prep, I just mentioned, usually gives up 30 yards per game rushing defensively, and they've given up way more than that already here on just this drive alone. Here comes Fork Union now, 1st and goal from the 5. Thomas hands it off. No, I think he kept it. Play action. Faked me out.
Yeah,
Thomas went left, gained a couple of yards, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I mean, this is a big possession here out of the gate. If Palmetto can hold Fork Union to a field goal, that's going to be huge. The way they've moved this ball all the way down the field, getting up just 3 points would be a victory at this point for the defense.
So 2nd and goal. Now Thomas goes under center here. It's going to be a handoff again. That's Tyrese Williams. This time he's stuffed for a loss of 1. Looks like that was 95 to Sean Wright, who was in there for Palmetto Prep. Cam Wilson usually around the ball as well.
I think you got to pass here, I think. You've tried the run 2 times. It didn't work. I think you've got to try to spread out a bit here, as they're doing, it looks like. Try
Back
to get
in,
some wide.
Sadiq Muhammad, who's made a couple of big plays, especially on that 3rd and long here on this drive and before the snap. We have a flag down.
I assume it's going to be false start.
You know, coaches hate penalties, and I understand that. But if you're in a passing situation on a 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line, moving back 5 yards doesn't necessarily hurt your cause. It gives you a little more room to spread everybody out.
Absolutely. And actually, I think Palmetto Prep may have declined that penalty for that very reason, because the ball did not move there. I think Palmetto Prep
that's a good decline there. I like that.
Decline that false start, keep him close.
So Muhammad remains at running back Thomas play action to him, looking to throw over the middle. It's caught. Latrell Warr to the end zone, and the opening drive successful for Fork Union as they take a 6-0 lead pending the extra point here.
Well, right there, the play action pass, as we talked about, something that if they could get the run going, which they have, they would very, very easily be able to pass. And right there, a wide open man in the end zone off the play action pass.
Toshin Conme kicking the extra points for Fork Union, and Thomas is the holder. They're going to fake it. Thomas rolls to the right, and it's incomplete. So 6-0 as the 2-point try fails. Fork Union. And with 7:58 left to go in the opening quarter, 6-0 is your score. So, pretty successful opening drive for Fork Union. But how often, and God knows if you stayed up late last night, you know this, how often does special teams plays like that come into play later on?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, missed extra points, even, missed field goals are just huge. And you talk about kickoffs and punting, and when the game's all said and done, you might remember the shanked punt or something like that, but it matters. And field position's big, and especially when it comes to extra points, that's a point you didn't get on the board.
So it'll be kicking off for Fork Union, Maceo Barbosa, and back to receive is Akithio Carson for Palmetto Prep.
And I don't think he's got much distance on his kick here, as the Palmetto Prep lining up at their deepest, about the 8-yard line.
Kyrie Kane's also back there. That was Conley kicking. We were told that he would not be kicking off, but he did. Carson picks it up, averaging 35 yards per return. You can see why he's about his average. Good field position to start here for Palmetto Prep. Let's set the offense. Wide receivers, number 10, Sherman Smith, number 3, Brantley Campbell, number 2, Cam Brown. The running back is number 33, J.B. Thompson, and the quarterback, number 12, Colin Sneed. On the line at left tackle, 75, Derek Frazier. At left guard is number 70, Denaje Turner. At center, it's number 68, Tyler Macbeth. The right guard, number 55, Nick Evans. And at right tackle is number 72, that's Austin Harris. So J.B. Thompson, 5.4 yards per rush, getting a pass from Sneed, taking it to the right side for a gain of a couple. Colin Sneed, 67% completion rate, 625 yards on the season, averaging 125 per game, 10 touchdowns, just 2 picks. 122 is the quarterback rating for Sneed. He also has 119 yards rushing. Set the defense for you here on this 2nd down and 7. Up front, number 34, Eric Alford. Number 58, Jomeni Jean-Cam. And the defensive end is number 44, Ben Bertram. We'll get you the rest of the defensive starters here in just a moment. Rare under center snap here for Sneed and the offense as they go with the pro form set, and JB gets it to midfield. At linebacker, it's number 1, Nicholas Zimmerman. Number 45, Robert Cates. And number 10, Dylan Thavanigiam. And at corner, it's number 23, Jairi Love. Number 7, Jordan Gilliard. The free safety, number 19, Maxwell Oxendine. And the safeties are number 21, Haji Lopez, and number 28, Joshua Dahl. So 3rd down and manageable here for Palmetto Prep. 3rd and 3. Sneed looks to throw. It's caught on the outside. Kadarius Jackson with a couple of extra yards after the catch, taking it to the Fork Union 42. I expected defense here today, Harrison, but we got a shootout in the early stages.
Yeah, so far, just a lot of good rushing, actually, so far. We've seen some good passing, but I think that first one might count as a rush, and that the last play as well. I think the offensive lines on both sides really came to play, and that was kind of a key to the game.
So 1st and 10 for Palmetto Prep. 2 backs in the backfield now for Colin Sneed as he pitches it over the middle and incomplete, intended for Cam Brown.
Did you get a pronunciation guide for Fork Union? Because you were nailing some of those names.
I probably butchered all of those names. I'm doing it confidently.
It sounded right to me.
If there's any Fork Union people, again, we have the live chat going on YouTube. If I screw anybody's name up, don't hesitate. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Sneed looking to throw again over the middle. Cam Brown, did he hang on?
I think he caught that.
He hung in and made the catch as he collided with Jason Williams, or excuse me, that's Dre Lindsay, I believe. The corner, and both of them shaken up a little bit.
Yeah, he got hit by 2 or 3 guys, I think, and I think not only Brown, but the man in the middle of that pile, I can't see his number right now, but the Fork Union defender also took a shot as well. A lot of big guys moving fast, all colliding at the same time.
So Cam Brown being attended to, the Fork Union defender who we'll tell you about here in just a moment.
Well, I think Cam Brown got the wind knocked out of him because he's walking a little bent over.
It's number 10 for Fork Union.
I think it's 18, actually.
You see 18? I don't think that's 18. I think it's 10. That's Dylan Savannah Yagam. I hope.
He had his jersey halfway pulled up, so you couldn't really see the bottom of his number.
That is a big catch by Cam Brown. 6th of the season. Cam Brown, 24.6 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns on the year. It's a offense that features all of their receivers, so everybody gets an opportunity here at the prep level. Handoff, J.B. Thompson straight ahead with the spin move, taking it inside the 25 and a pickup of 3 on 1st down.
Yeah, I mean, keeping that ball moving on the ground is kind of a key for both teams. They run a very similar set on offense, and you know, if you can get a few yards on the ground, make the defense respect your run game, I think Colin Sneed would be happy to get some open receivers like he did last time.
So 2nd and 7 now from the 24. Jackson, the receiver on the far side, 3 receivers on the near side here, including Brantley Campbell. Colin Sneed facing some pressure, throws it over the middle, and 2 receivers going for it. I think it was intended for Sherman Smith, but the spacing not good as Brantley Campbell thought it was off the mark for him, so he tried to make a play on it.
Not to mention there were 2 or 3 defenders in there as well, so that could have been an interception. Just throw it into traffic right there, and thankfully it falls on the ground.
So 5:24 left to go, still 6-0 in favor of Fork Union. Palmetto Prep now, big 3rd and 7 here. Again, their field goal kicker, Christian Ramirez, just 4 out of 15. You don't want to trade touchdowns for field goals either against this Fork Union team. Sneed facing some pressure, and he has to get rid of it. He does. Good pressure on that front line. Number 99, Gerard Sawyer's getting there first. So Sawyer's in company on that. And now decision time for Palmetto Prep here.
Yeah, let's start going with the field goal here as Sneed walks off the field, but I'm not seeing Christian Ramirez taking the field.
No, neither am I.
I'm actually seeing Therian. You can try that last name.
Therian up to grow. Interesting. So Ramirez, who had been just 4 out of 15, we did see him kick off. Up to grow with a nice boot. And it's good.
That looks really, really good.
The field goal comes from 34 yards out, and it's 6-3. Folks, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with the kickoff in just a moment.
I was going to mention, I think up to go kicked off too.
Welcome back as the kick is away, 6-3 in favor of Fork Union. 5:09 left to go here in the opening quarter. The kick returner is Barbosa for Fork Union, who gets just past the 20. So Christian Ramirez evidently not a part of the kicking game, at least here today. So instead, Theron Uptigrow.
And that was a really solid kick, too, actually. That wasn't just like, you put a linebacker in to kick. He had a great stroke and cleared the uprights by a good 5-10 feet.
This is the 3.5 hours of sleep I got last night talking, but it was actually a 44-yard field goal. I believe I gave him credit as a 34, but it is a 44-yard make for Uptigrow. On first down, not much there for Fork Union. As that front line getting there, Truself Cooper, one of the linebackers, also coming in to make a play.
And yeah, we'll have to see how Fork Union responds to this. If they can come back out and get another TD, it's going to give them a lot of confidence as the defense held Palmetto to a field goal last time.
And if you're Palmetto Prep, defense, be well advised to make some plays here and get this Fork Union team off the field. Again, the quarterback is DeAndre Thomas. Thomas looks to throw, facing some pressure, gets it away. It's caught by Ramir Tan-Davis. It's going to be close to a first down at the 31. I believe he's a yard shy, though.
I believe so. We have a bit of a skewed angle here from 50, but looks like he's about 1 or 2 yards shy here on third down.
Fork Union undefeated at 6-0, coming off a 35-18 win against Georgia Prep. That was the EAC Conference champs last year, and Palmetto Prep's opponent next week. Palmetto Prep coming off that 31-6 win over North Georgia Prep. Colin Sneed, 4 touchdowns in that one. Right now, a third and short. Pass is going to be caught, but Palmetto Prep will stop him as Barbosa catches it at the line of scrimmage. Let's check the flag, though, here.
I'm going to guess it was holding. Yeah, it's going to be holding just based on where it was thrown.
Great defensive play by Palmetto Prep now to force a 4th and out. That'll bring out Isaiah Hawkins to punt.
And that was a 3-and-out. Palmetto Prep desperately needed after a long drive last time. Definitely good to see Palmetto making some strides on defense and getting a quick 3-and-out here.
Hi to Quay Thorne, who's watching on the YouTube chat. Palmetto Prep faithful. Akithio Carson is back to return the kick. 1 touchdown on 5 punt returns this season as Hawkins booms it. And it's going to bounce, take a Palmetto Prep bounce and go out of bounds. And we'll see where they spawn it. 2:59 left to go here in this opening quarter, 6-3. It's been an entertaining one. We kind of expected that. This is a legit Fork Union program, folks. They have sent 80 players, not to college, to the NFL. That includes Vinny Testaverde, who was actually recruited at Fork Union for track and field and played on this grad football team in 81 and 82. The latter my birth year. That was a long time ago. Dexter Coakley, Eddie George, Heisman winner, 4-time Pro Bowl. Love Eddie George. I'm an old Ohio State guy. Carlos Hyde, C.J. Spillman, among many others, have called Fork Union home. Colin Sneed, dangerous pass. It was almost intercepted by number 23. That's Jairi Love.
Yeah, it was double, almost triple coverage. I see what Sneed was trying to do there. He had a man streaking, but he couldn't quite make the throw to the right spot, and the underthrow almost cost him.
So this is really, and when we talked about the flip side of what we saw a couple of weekends ago, this is the prep.
This is big time.
Academy that kind of set the stage for all others. High throw, it's caught on the near side, close to the first down marker. On 2nd down, it's Tyreek Martin coming up with the grab.
Well, I mean, to put it simply, this is what Palmetto Prep hopes to be when it gets several years down the road.
Right.
This is a program that's, decades old, and Palmetto Prep just a few years, and everyone strives to be like Fork Union, and you're playing the original and, trying to get a win. That's always tough.
So it's 3rd down and 1 now as we approach 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Oh boy, J.B. Thompson was on the wrong side. Sneed tried to get it to him, and Sneed, trying to make something out of nothing, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, you can see he kind of turned around looking for his man and then didn't see anybody and got really scared. Very, very nice play just to get back to the line, though.
Fork Union, by the way, is a school that was founded in 1898 and became a military school in 1902. They have all boys, grades 7 through 12, as well as this post-grad academy. And it looks like McCloskey's coming out for Palmetto Prep to punt here. So it's a military school, although we don't see any players on this post-grad, is what they refer to it as, roster that actually was attending the military school. A lot of the players from Fork Union from the D.C. area, especially their quarterback DeAndre Thomas, although there are some from all over the place, including a few from North Carolina, South Carolina, as Palmetto Prep, I think, took a deliberate delay of game there to give McCloskey more room to kick.
Well, they took a while talking over with Coach and Colin Sneed if they wanted to go for it or not, and ended up with time where they didn't want to try to snap it.
McCloskey with the kick. Timbo looking to return it, lets it go, and a great special teams play. That's downed. Carlos Presley downing it. Correction, that was Johnny Williams downing it at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that was Presley right there.
It was
all the way
Presley.
down and making a great play. Smart, staying out of the end zone. He falls backwards once he gets the ball. Doesn't try to trip or fall forward or anything.
Well, folks, don't forget, you can use the YouTube chat. Give us a shout. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Be a part of the action. You can also, if you prefer, use hashtag Palmetto Prep on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Hey, folks in Virginia, don't be shy. You can be a part of the conversation as well. We're happy to have you. So 1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils. Backed up, DeAndre Thomas goes under center, and just getting it out of the end zone was Muhammad.
Well, he's got some strong legs. I think he got hit once or twice in the end zone and managed to power his way out to save the safety.
Some of Fork Union's victories, 47-7 against Wagner's Junior Varsity up in New York. 14-0 over Alderson Broadus in West Virginia. 21-6 over Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads, I believe, is a USC AA school. They also defeated the Delaware Gamecocks and took down Averett JV in overtime. Muhammad not really having the room that he saw in the opening drive as he stuffed again for a minimal gain. So
well,
3rd down and long, Harrison.
I think really after that first drive, whatever change he'd happen in the defense is what happened. The line really kind of took it on themselves to stop the run, and so far they've done that. And I think if you're Fork Union, you have to run again here. I don't see how you're going to try to pass unless it's a really, really quick slant when you're in your own end zone.
We expected to see Julian Garrett at running back. Fork Union listed him as their starter today, but it's been Muhammad. Muhammad on a 3rd and 15 burst it for 40+. Thomas looking to throw. That pass is going to be dropped, and Fork Union, with 9 seconds to go in the quarter, is going to have to punt from in their own end zone.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here. A pretty decent punt last time from, I think it was Isaiah Hawkins, and he's got to get this ball out quick to avoid being blocked.
Palmetto Prep, this is our last regular season broadcast. They go on the road for the next 3. The big one is the 29th against Georgia Prep. If they win that one, they clinch a trip to the championship game, which we'll have for you regardless of who's playing. And then they go to Methodist on November 5th, and Birmingham Prep, that's the makeup game on the 12th. Good boot by Hawkins. That's going to bounce at the 35 and go out of bounds at the 37 as the first quarter comes to an end. We got a good one shaping up here in Columbia. 6-3 Fork Union after 1 quarter of play. We'll go away, come back and bring you the second quarter here in just a moment. Well, we mentioned it earlier. Our next broadcast, November 19th at 2 p.m. 2017 EAC Championship game here at Brooklyn Casey, regardless of who's in, but Palmetto Prep controls its own destiny. Right now they control their own destiny on this drive, 1st and 10, inside Fork Union territory as we start quarter number 2. Pass to J.B. Thompson for not much. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you one last time here in the regular season. Be nice we'll have some fall weather maybe by the time November 19th rolls along.
Well, filming this, we gotta keep the window open though, so we can't have too much fall, or else we'll be wearing our coats in here.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I will take that.
Well, but I mean, you're not from the South though, so.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it on. Leaves changing, cider, all that. J.B. Thompson on the pitch out. It's got some room. Tries to get to the outside, and he'll be pushed out of bounds after a gain of 4. So 3rd down and 6 to come. Tackle on the play by Josh Dahl.
A couple of quick screens here, just trying to lure the defense in. I bet they'll try to go deep on this one.
Yeah, Jordan Mathis, the tight end, has come out. That kind of indicates what's about to come here. Thompson has had all of the work at running back here today. Colin Sneed facing some pressure, gets it out to JB. JB spins away from one tackler, but he's going to be stopped 4 yards shy of the 1st down. And another decision here. Again, Christian Ramirez not kicking today. It's Theron Updegrow who booted a 44-yard field goal in the opening quarter. This would be 47.
Yeah, not really a big deal apparently losing Christian Ramirez when you got Updegrow behind him. They're going to go for it here.
Yeah, Sneed in the offense, stay out. The 3 receivers, Campbell, Brown on the far side. Sneed looking on the near side. The pass is caught inside the red zone. It's Kadarius Jackson.
Yeah, that's a great catch right there. 2 guys, he turns around and even falls on it too. That's just a big-time catch on 4th down. It'll set up nicely in the red zone now.
2nd catch today for Jackson. He's got 8 now on the season. And it's 1st and 10 from Fork Union's 17-yard line. Tight end Mathis lined up at the fullback, and I believe that was Cam Brown who got the handoff. Fumble on the play, but he did recover it. So Cam Brown lined up at running back there for Palmetto Prep, and almost a disaster.
Yeah, he lost it and noticed it and fell right on it. I think the idea is that he used Brown's speed to get through a quick opening in the line, but he couldn't outrace the rush from the outside.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. 82 degrees. It was mostly sunny. I would say mostly cloudy now. Sneed looking to throw again on the near side. Jackson dropped it at the 10. A rare mistake from Kadarius Jackson. Looks like it came a little bit quicker, Harrison, than he thought it would.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a little bit air under that, try to make a catch from the sideline, ended up right at his knees. And like you said earlier, special teams are this big deal here. You know, if extra point or 2-point conversion is made on Fork Union's last touchdown, a field goal probably isn't really in the question here, but now a field goal ties the game.
Brown remains in at running back here on 3rd and 10. Colin Sneed gets it out to Brown, but overshoots him, and now we should see a field goal. Here comes Updegrow. Updegrow made one from 44. This will be a 35-yarder.
Well, Updegrow listed as a linebacker, but he's wearing the soccer-style cleats that kickers wear, so he obviously has planned for this and probably practiced it a little bit as well.
Holding is Campbell, the receiver. Snap good, and that kick is not even close.
And I believe that
might have been blocked. Again, I believe that was number 9, Jawan Bell, getting the stuff. He's the one who's celebrating either way as Fork Union will take over. Folks, we'll go away here for just 30 seconds or so. Come back and bring you more action here from Palmetto Prep after this. First and 10 now for Fork Union on their own 20-yard line. Looks like they have a different running back in again as they shuffle bodies in and out. It's a two-back set for DeAndre Thomas, and he's going to hand it off to number 28. That's Josh Dahl.
Well, that's a great tackle right there by Truceff Cooper. I think Dahl spun out of at least 3 or 4 guys behind the line, and Cooper able to hold on to his ankle and drag him down right there at the line.
So a rare run for the wide receiver as he departs. Coming back in, Tyrese Williams. One receiver to each side here on 2nd and 10. And the handoff to Williams, he's going to be stuffed in the backfield. That was number 99, Kenny Terry, making the big play. His 4th tackle for a loss this season. And 3rd and 15 now, Harrison.
Well, and so far, the defensive line outside of that first drive has been really strong against the run. Always in the backfield, getting 2 or 3 hits on a guy even before he gets down. And that's not something we saw the first drive. I don't know what changed, but they're really dominating on that side of the ball right now.
So Thomas Williams remains the running back. 2 receivers to the far side. Thomas will roll that way on 3rd and long. Floats it up. What a bomb! And it's just overshot his intended receiver, Toshin Wakanmi. That was a great-looking pass, though. Great-looking ball from Thomas, and a flag is down.
I mean, he threw that on the run from, let's say, about the 15-yard line. That landed on the opposite 40.
So there wasn't an eligible receiver downfield. Palmetto Prep will decline that. And the defense, they got blown up with a couple of big plays on that opening drive, Harrison, but they've really settled into this ball game.
Yeah, they've learned how to stop the run. That's been kind of the key, because then when they do have to pass, it's something like that where they need a lot of yards. And, you know, even if you can throw the ball 55 yards like that, you still got to be accurate with it.
So here's Isaiah Hawkins. Keithio Carson standing at midfield. And that's going to bounce at the 47. Carson will let it roll. It takes a Fork Union bounce, and it'll be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And that punt was maybe 5-10 yards further than that last throw from DeAndre Thomas, just to show you his arm strength.
We got a spotter on YouTube. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Hi to Ivasheva Lewis. The Niles Lewis family is out in full force. I guess Niles, who wears number 83 for Palmetto Prep, one of the many receivers that we'll see. I believe he's in there right now, as a matter of fact. Local product from Columbia. Hi to those folks who are watching. Rick says that's not up to grow, that's starting. That's the kicker.
I was going to mention that because he took his helmet off and he looked a lot like Christian Ramirez, and I was like, maybe he's changed numbers or something. It would explain a lot, though. I'll say that.
Colin Sneed facing some pressure on 1st and 10. Gets the pass complete out to the 43-yard line. On the reception was Tyreek Martin. Flag is down. God forbid somebody should tell us anything.
I know. I mean, you'd think that, especially the PA guy next to us, he might want to know that as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that they didn't tell anyone up here in this box that Ramirez has suddenly changed numbers, but... And especially if it had been, an unused number, we probably could have sorted it out. But they picked another player's number, and so we just assume that that's the guy we have. That's the roster.
Well, thank you, Rick. You get a game ball from us for helping us out.
Absolutely.
Penalty was on Palmetto Prep. A 5-yard penalty backs them inside their 20, or inside their 30 to the 29. So 1st and 15 now. 9:17 and counting to go here in Quarter number 2, 6-3. Fork Union. Empty backfield now. That pass is too long for Sherman Smith.
There was a pink flag that was thrown at the 35-yard line.
A pink flag?
Yeah, right there. By the line judge over here.
They're backing up Palmetto Prep. The flags today brought to you by Susan G. Coleman, evidently.
I've seen other yellow flags. It may just be this line just brought some pink flags with him.
Some officials just have to be different. So it's another 5-yard penalty. 1st and 20 for Palmetto Prep now. And more whistles.
There's a flag on the air side. That was just some shoes.
Okay, we're ready to go. 1st and 10. This time Smith with the reception gets 5 of those yards back out to the 29, and it'll be 2nd and 15, which is exactly where we were a few moments ago.
Yeah, about midway through the second quarter now, and still a very low-scoring 6-3 game. We've seen Palmetto's offense really struggle in the first half at times, trying to really feel out the defense, and they've done well so far, but one field goal and then another blocked one has them trailing 3.
Again, empty backfield. J.B. Thompson slotted as a receiver on the far side. That passes over everybody's head and incomplete. Oxendine, the free safety, trying to make a play on it.
May have been a good thing he didn't complete that. He might have been over the line of scrimmage there. Because he came up, he got out of the pocket that collapsed around him, took a few steps, and then threw it. I'm not completely sure he's behind the line.
Head coach John Schumann from Fork Union agrees. He was out on the field asking. As it is, 3rd and 15. Colin Sneed facing some pressure. And that pass is almost intercepted, as reading it all the way was Haji Lopez, one of the safeties.
He was running across the field, possibly in a spy on Sneed there, knowing his running ability. And he's watching his eyes the whole way and jumps that passing lane.
Evidently, Uptegro was injured. He's hurt his knee before the first game, so thanks to Rick for the information on YouTube. Occasionally, we like to sound competent.
I mean, yeah, with the roster we're given, that's what we go with, and nice that we have fans that can help us out when we don't know this stuff.
All right. Trying to see who's back to receive the kick. Toshin Oikonmi does most of the punt returning for Fork Union. There was a flag down before the punt, by the way.
It's an illegal substitution flag on Palmetto. And I think, actually, they may have 12 guys in there. Yep, they're going to send someone off now.
So pick your penalty. It will back up Palmetto Prep 5 more yards, and it'll be 4th and 20. So Mark McCloskey to kick it for the Minutemen. Oikonmi, high snap, and it's blocked. Getting there was Barbosa. It's recovered at the 30-yard line by Kareem Burgess. Or correction, Josh Dahl came up with it.
There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage, so possibly an offsides penalty.
That would be helpful for the Minutemen here, as this drive has not looked great. Let's see what the call is. Barbosa's saying, come on, guys, tell us what the deal is.
That's going to be an offsides penalty on Fork Union.
Well, that explains the block. Rashad Francis will come in on special teams. So we will re-kick again. Oikonmi back to receive, standing at his 41-yard line. Another high snap. Oh boy, McCloskey. Nerves of steel. Fair caught at the 41 by Oikonmi, and Fork Union will take over.
So Fork Union leading by just 3 here. You got to think a nice long drive and a score is a goal here. If you score quick, you give Palmetto Prep a chance to respond, but if they can run some clock, get a score right before halftime, maybe with a minute or so left, puts in pretty good position headed forward here.
6-3, 6:56 to go here in the second quarter. Latrell War in at fullback and Julian Garrett in at running back. He's to Thomas's right here on 1st and 10. It's going to be a throw over the middle and incomplete, intended for Jop.
Trying to thread the needle on that one. There were 2 defenders sitting right around the receiver there, and one managed to get a hand on it.
Palmetto Prep coming off that 31-6 victory over North Georgia Prep. North Georgia Prep had only, by the time the game was over, 17 bodies. Colin Snead had 4 touchdowns. Both of these defenses playing well after the opening drives led us to believe falsely that this might be a shootout. Blitz is on. Thomas gets it away, and it's caught. Over on the far side, Latrell War with the first down, taking it inside Palmetto Prep territory. He'll be downed at the 42.
Just a great play there by DeAndre Thomas to stay in the pocket and take 2 really big shots there, and manages to get a decent pass off and a first down.
We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. Thomas, a product of FW Ballou in Washington, D.C., and you know, sometimes you get stats on these guys from their high school days, and sometimes you don't. DeAndre Thomas, I had him listed as playing just 2 times last year in high school. He might have been injured, as Julian Garrett is stuffed in the backfield. Getting there and celebrating is Cam Wilson.
Well, you don't know what happens in high school. I mean, there are guys that can get hurt. You can have academic problems. You can have family issues. You can have a number of reasons why you don't play. And in high school, it's not reported. You know, there's not a lot of reporters will go after that kind of story. And so you get guys that end up in places like this where they can really show off their true talents. I think we have a
one of the big guys, sorry, Harrison, up front, I believe it's number 72, Ethan Harris, being carried off with the help of his teammates. So not a good sign there for Fork Union. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Blue Devils. Fork Union winning 37-12 over Palmetto Prep last year. This one much tighter so far here in this first half. Thomas rolling, facing another blitz, and getting rocked by Muzan was number 82, Tan Davis.
And Thomas came up limping a little bit. I think he kind of rolled his ankle rolling out on that one. He was on the rollout, and as he kind of fell over as he was throwing, I think he may have rolled his ankle.
So a 3rd down now, and 13. 5:42 left to go here in quarter number 2. Scoreboard is wrong, folks. Apologize for that. Play action. Thomas gets it out. It's caught on the far side. Long run by Jop, and Jop is close to the marker. He's going to be stomped a yard shy, but we'll see if Fork Union doesn't go for it here.
It's a Palmetto Prep spot right there, definitely. It could have gone either way, I think, but 4th and 1. I think they're going to go for it, talking right now on the sideline. As DeAndre Thomas gets the play from his coach.
Palmetto Prep, final home game of the regular season.
They line up in the shotgun, so not really going to be a quarterback sneak or anything.
Actually going to be a 4th and 2. Hand off to Muhammad. Here he goes again, getting to the outside, 30, 20, 10, and he's wrapped up by Quante Williams. It'll be 1st and goal. Frustrated Josh Williams there, as they have gotten burned now twice on 3rd and longs by Muhammad, but flag was down, but it's offsides on the Minutemen.
Well, I think it was Zach Bernard there in the backfield who had who had Muhammad almost completely wrapped up in the backfield. He missed a tackle, and he was pretty upset with himself for that, as we'll give Palmetto Prep timeout here.
So timeout Minutemen, 4:46 to go here in the first half. We will step aside, come right back. Man, it's an old school 90s party here in Casey. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. LL Cool J in the background on this 1st and goal for Fork Union. Let's get that off there so you can see what's going on here. Muhammad remains the running back. Thomas will hand it off. An immediate flag is down as Muhammad takes it near the goal line, but we'll check the flag.
Get that pink flag again, actually, down here on the near side.
And it looks like offsides on Palmetto Prep, so do you decline or do you take it here?
I think they're going to take it here to move half the distance to the goal. And that's that offsides was on Draquan Lindsay there, the strong safety. How many times your safety get called offsides?
When they're eager, when they're ready to blitz, it can happen. So, again, Muhammad, the running back. Jop on the near side, Bell on the far side, the receivers for Thomas here. And I believe this is going to be 1st and goal. Thomas play action. He'll keep it straight ahead, getting close and in. Oh, boy, I thought his knee might have been down before he got in, Harrison, but they signal touchdown, so that's what we will go with. 4:22 left to go. And some separation now for Fork Union.
Well, the ref with the best view of the play made that call. If it's the back judge or the line on the opposite side, I think maybe you can question it, but the line judge was right in front of the play, and he made his best call, I think.
So coming in to kick is Oikonmi. Late sub, plenty of time on the clock here for Fork Union to get this play off as they try to give themselves a 10-point lead here late in the first half, and they do. 13-3, Fork Union by 10. We will step aside, come back here in just a moment. Akithio Carson, Kyreek Haynes back to receive for Palmetto Prep. 4:22 left to go here in the opening half, and the Minutemen with some work to do here, down 13-3 to Fork Union. Chris Sheeman and Harrison Huntley, glad to be back with you here in Columbia. Here's the kick by Oikonmi, and it's going to be taken by one of the up men, Iverson Reese, and Reese does not get much, just past the 30, so that's where Palmetto Prep will start. Harrison, still 4:16. They got plenty of time to work with, but Palmetto Prep, who has moved the football here today, really needs to start converting now and get it into the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've had at least 2 chances to put points on the board they both settled for field goals, one made, one blocked, and I think you get a touchdown here. I think even if you get a 4th and short on the other side of the field, I think you gotta go for it. I don't think a 6-13 is what you want at the half.
Snead is under center. Cam Brown in at running back. Brown gets the handoff. Escapes one tackler to the 35 and will get out of bounds near the 40. Good gain of 7 on first down for the Minutemen.
Yeah, and Cam Brown, not a running back by trade, I guess, or at least on the roster, but his size might be just what they need against this really big defensive secondary for Fork Union, really try to weave in out of the holes up front.
I don't see J.C. Howell out there, even on the sidelines for Palmetto Prep, so he might be hurt. J.B. Thompson got the start today, and we've seen Cam Brown on more than a few plays at running back. He gets the handoff here, takes it ahead, and gains about a yard, and that's it.
It's possible you have some guys on college visits and stuff. There's a lot of reasons that players may miss a game or two here and there.
Chase Hartley, by the way, did visit the Glass Bowl up in Toledo, Ohio. Have to ask the folks at halftime how that went. We've seen these guys, and you can follow Palmetto Prep on Twitter. They post pictures. Usually one of the coaches comes with them. So an important down here, 3rd down, and call it a long 2 for the Minutemen. Blitz is on. Snead over the middle. Smith with the catch. Tackle on the play by number 6. That's Hassan Atimbo, but not after a Palmetto Prep first down inside Fork Union territory.
It's the 3rd catch by a different receiver tonight for Palmetto Prep that I've said, wow, it's the 3rd one in a row. I think that the guys have made a acrobatic play or just a major catch in traffic in a clutch situation.
Fork Union's doing some hitting out there. 2:37 left to go. Palmetto Prep in no rush here. Under center again is Snead. Handoff J.B. Thompson back in there. Escaping tacklers, taking it to the 35.
Flag was thrown at the snap. Might be an offsides call.
We'll see. 6-yard gain as it stands. Penalty was on Fork Union. So another offside penalty on Fork Union. Again, if you're just joining us, Fork Union is the pinnacle of academy programs, sending 80 players to the NFL. They've been either drafted or signed by an NFL team, including Eddie George.
From Ohio, you like that one a lot, I'm assuming.
I used to like Ohio State, so when Eddie George was there, yeah. J.B. Thompson showing a little Eddie George himself up the middle. Another first down to the 26-yard line. Once I went to Bowling Green, once you go to a mid-major, you can't root for the big schools anymore. So, I root for my alma mater now, Bowling Green. But, yeah, I used to be a big Buckeyes fan, and Eddie George was one of my favorites. And it goes to show you, some of you might be watching week after week wondering, well, do my kids have a shot? Yeah, they do. Colin Snead drawing him off again, and they're going to blow the whistle. So that'll give Palmetto Prep 5 more yards. All of these kids have talent. It's situation. So much of it, it's like relationships. It's like jobs. It's life. This is a great life lesson for a lot of these kids because so much of it has to do with timing. Eddie George could have been just another running back that played football in high school. He went to Fork Union, made the most of that opportunity, and look where he is now. And, yeah, everybody's got that potential. Colin Snead out to J.B. Thompson, and Thompson stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play. Jomeni John-Cam.
Well, like you were saying, a lot of the Palmetto Prep coaches going with their players on these college visits. That's not just for the player, that's for the program as a whole, where the coach can send a few players to Toledo and whatnot and say, hey, we have a steady stream of players going to this school and keep the pipeline open.
This is for the folks on YouTube. Niles Lewis is in at wide receiver. We got his family watching on a Sunday afternoon. 1:04 and counting. The clock still the friend of Palmetto Prep here. That's why you don't see them rushing too much. Good clock management. Second down. Play action to Lewis. Rolling left is Sneed. Sneed looking into the end zone. It's intercepted. He forced another one. Picking it off was Oxendine. And I thought there might have been a flag because, again, I think he was over the line of scrimmage, and Oxendine probably should have taken a knee in the end zone. Instead, he brought it out. So Fork Union will be backed up, but we've seen Colin Sneed. Colin Sneed came in so accurate, 67% completion rate, just 2 interceptions on the season, but he's forcing a little bit today.
Yeah, and I think he's getting under a lot more pressure than usual. I think in the last few games, the Palmetto Prep offensive line has really dominated in the trenches. And today, he's having to roll out some more, make some quicker decisions, and I think it's a little bit not what he's used to so far.
The secondary from Fork Union is tough, too. I mean, they are giving very little separation. So, the clock starts. That's interesting.
Clock running right now as
late sub Richard Huntley, one of the linemen, coming in. Straight ahead run by Fork Union. And they seem content to run this one out. Fork Union will go into the locker room as Thomas took it ahead for a couple, and that should be the final play of the first half. So 13-3 here at halftime. Quick recap in the first quarter. Fork Union got on the board first. DeAndre Thomas threw it to War in the end zone. A faked 2-point conversion try failed, so it was 6-0. Then Palmetto Prep, it was Christian Ramirez from 44 yards out with 5:12 to go in the first quarter to make it 6-3. And then in the second, with 4:22 left to go until halftime, Thomas a 4-yard touchdown run for Fork Union. And we are at 13-3 here at the half. We'll go away, folks. Come back in 15 minutes and bring you the exciting second half action. Stick around. Welcome back to Brooklyn Casey High School here in Casey, South Carolina. It is humid. It is like a summer afternoon out there, especially down on the field. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be back with you. It's 13-3 in favor of Fork Union. Palmetto Prep will get the ball at the start of the second half, and I was down there suffering in the heat and listening to some of the coaches. Their big thing defensively is on third down, Harrison. That's where Palmetto Prep was getting killed. They would get them in 3rd and 15, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and longs, and big plays almost every single time for Fork Union.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a really long pass or anything. It was often a handoff or a screen pass, something really basic, and then they'd have to miss a few tackles and be a first down. So really being strong on the tackles, not just arm tackling, but breaking down using your entire body, especially when someone's in the backfield.
Kyrique Haynes is back to receive along with Akethio Carson. And for Fork Union, it will be Oikami. No, now it's Barbosa again. So Barbosa will kick off for Fork Union. Boy, they're really testing me on 3 hours of sleep. If you're just joining us, DeAndre Thomas for Fork Union, responsible for both touchdowns, 1 pass, 1 throw, and a 44-yard field goal by Christian Ramirez, the only score for Palmetto Prep. Haynes straight ahead, tripped up, and he gets past the 35, so decent field position for Palmetto Prep to start. We did get some information, too, from the folks here. Let me just say the nice folks here at Palmetto Prep, too. Nate and Tony and Nick, all the coordinators and the coaches, and Wes Dorton, the offensive coordinator of the film, and all the guys here. They've been just wonderful to us. We like to give them a hard time because they don't always give us the correct information, but that's, they're learning, and we're learning, but they did tell us that J.C. Howell is hurt, so that's why we've seen J.B. Thompson and then Cam Brown coming in to spell him as Thompson gets the run, and that's blown up. Good pursuit. Haji Lopez for Fork Union there.
Well, that's a big loss, too, on offense. You lose your starting running back against a game where you really need to establish the running game. And, good on Brown and Thompson for, taking the call, making the most of it, but definitely something that Palmetto Prep is really missing right now, you can tell.
J.B. Thompson came in averaging 5.4 yards per rush. He's a good runner. We talked to his coach on the YouTube chat, his old high school coach up in Virginia. I believe it was during the Week 1 broadcast. He's got the skills. Stopped on that play, though. Now Colin Sneed taken off. Good run by Colin. He lost the football and able to recover after picking up a first down to the 49.
When Colin Sneed finally showing off his running skills, most of the day today he's been wrapped up or caught in the pocket, able to get outside this time and showing off that he can run exceptionally well for a quarterback.
By the way, I'm whining about sleep here. Fork Union left at 4 o'clock this morning. Now, that's a military school, so they probably got to sleep in a little bit. But, that's usually when I go to bed. That's usually about Chris's bedtime is 4 a.m.
Well, I'm betting they went to bed very early as well.
Needless to say, I did not go to a military school. Here's J.B. Thompson straight ahead, taking it inside Fork Union territory. Gain of, we'll call it 5 on first down. Good pickup by J.B. that time.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I was watching Pac-12 After Dark last night.
Oh, that was
pretty late. Some
that
great
was
games.
Beautiful. Even that Colorado State Nevada game was good.
Yeah, the Mountain West.
That was a ridiculous day of football. I wasn't really interested in many of the games, thinking that they were all going to be blowouts, and here we are.
It's always those weeks.
Pitch out to Cam Brown. Brown gets to the outside as the first down, taking it to the 36-yard line.
Well, that's Palmetto Prep stealing a play out of the Fork Union playbook right there, as a little screen pass looks like it'll be about 2 yards and ends up being a first down.
So a good opening drive for Palmetto Prep. They need to get some points on the board, trailing by 10. 3 receivers moving to the near side of your screen now for Colin Sneed here on 1st and 10. J.B. Thompson dancing around and stuffed again. Big number 78, Quentin Ragland. was in there. Nicholas Zimmerman, the linebacker, also there. Another DC product from St. John's. I don't know much about the DC area, but based on what I've seen from this team, they've got some good high school football up there in the DC Metro.
Well, the DC Metro just includes so much. It's a very, very wide, spread out area, so a lot of
into
different
Virginia. Snead again. J.B. Thompson trying to get to the outside edge and tasseling with Haji Lopez, and Lopez wins that battle. So it'll be 3rd down and long for Palmetto Prep. We'll call it 3rd and 9 for the Minutemen.
Yeah, I think
it's been a Harrison bend but don't break defense.
Absolutely, I was going to say right there. Just a lot of short little screen passes and runs, and it hasn't been enough so far. Palmetto Prep, they've been moving the ball, but they haven't been able to punch it in yet.
3 receivers on the far side. That pass is caught. Brantley Campbell. And that 3rd down conversion for Palmetto Prep has them at Fork Union's 20-yard line.
Well, one of the conversations we had up here in the press box at halftime was with the athletic director for Palmetto Prep, is saying, they've gotten down there. They've been in the red zone. They've been in a position to score and just haven't really been able to convert yet.
That was the other thing the coaches were talking to the players about during halftime as well. When it's your time to make a play, you got to make a play. Brantley Campbell making a big catch there. Colin Snead play action. He'll keep it to the 10 and getting out of bounds. 1st and goal for Palmetto Prep on a gain of about 13, 14 yards.
Trailing by 10, 3rd quarter. I think this is 4-down territory for the Minutemen.
Yeah.
I think they've got to get the ball in. They've only got 8 yards to go, and I think it's time to, break out some trick play or something, but get the ball in the end zone.
This is not like regular college football. They play the same rules, but that clock moves a lot quicker here. 2 receivers. Miles Lewis, one of them on the near side. Jeter also out there, as that looked like a broken play from the start, as J.B. Thompson gains maybe 1 yard. Maxwell Rogers, one of the linebackers. Again, Bryson was also there for Fork Union.
Well, Snead fumbled the snap a bit, managed to recover, pick it up, and hand it off, which was a really solid play to get anything on that, and still the line couldn't get any kind of push.
Well, the sun's starting to go away. Give a little relief to these players. It's not too hot and humid, but when that sun's out, it feels like the dead of summer out there. Thompson again, straight ahead, wrapped up. Stop on the play was that's Jomini DeJohncam. So 3rd and goal, Harrison.
Got about 2.5 yards left to the goal line. I think you got to try some kind of sweep or maybe one of those screen passes again. I don't think going up the middle is doing much right now.
Under center, Colin Snead. Hands it off. Thompson straight ahead. Thompson is in. J.B. Thompson with his 3rd touchdown of the season. And Palmetto Prep marching right down the field to get themselves back in this ball game.
Well, they finally got the hole they were looking for on the line, right off of the right guard and between the right tackle. Thompson finds it and gets the easy score.
Christian Ramirez will kick the extra point. Again, it's Brantley Campbell to hold for Palmetto Prep. And the kick is good. 13-10, Fork Union. 8:44 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Folks, we will go away for just a couple of seconds and come back with the kickoff here in just a moment. Christian Ramirez getting set to kick off for Palmetto Prep. 8:44 left to go here in the third quarter. 13-10, Fork Union. Both these teams trying to remain unbeaten. Fork Union 6-0, Palmetto Prep 5-0. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be back with you. I want to mention PalmettoSportsImaging.com. They're doing great work. I follow them on Instagram, and they take pictures of all of the Palmetto Prep games. And if you want to get a copy, you can download it for 99 cents. Again, PalmettoSportsImaging.com. As Fork Union takes the return past the 20. It was Waikami. So Fork Union goes back on offense now. First drive of this second half for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, man, I think that they've really got to show up here. They really need to prove what they're worth. They had a great first half, but defense gave up a score to start the second half. So now they've got to come back out, defend their lead, and try to stay up ahead. I think a touchdown here would give them a lot of confidence, getting back up by 10.
DeAndre Thomas has Julian Garrett at running back, and Garrett is stuffed in the backfield. That was Kadarius Jackson. Correction. Who was it?
It was Draquan Lindsay.
Draquan Lindsay
14
coming
there, right in the backfield.
And I was looking at the wrong number. My apologies. Dre Lindsay, 3 tackles for a loss now on the season. His 12th tackle overall. Second down and long now. Second down, and we'll call it 15. Thomas, dual threat. Beautiful ball, and that's going to be caught at the 40. Oikami making the catch. And a big play again. Fork Union gets backed up, and they don't panic.
Yeah, they're a very, very composed team. They're good, well-disciplined, and, when you get a play like that, they don't get too emotional about it. They don't sulk after a no-gain run or incomplete pass. They just turn right around and get double that.
I don't know where this Thomas kid is going, but he better be going somewhere. If not, I'm going to start my own college with him at quarterback. He is outstanding. Handoff by Tyrese Williams, who again is stopped. A flag is down. Looks like Kenny Terry was in there on the stop, and the penalty is going to be on Fork Union here.
Flag came in late. A face mask on the offense. I did not know you could get a face mask on the offense, but that's only a 15-yard penalty.
Wow, a personal foul nonetheless. I've seen, it's rare, but I've seen it, but usually it's just a 5-yard.
Usually it's called hands in the face or something,
right.
Some other variation of that, but
so here they go again, this time 1st and 25 now. 3 receivers on the near side for DeAndre Thomas and the offense. Thomas pitches it out. It's caught again. Oikami trying to find some room. He stood up at the 30. That was Kenny Terry again making the stop.
Yeah, he may have gotten back to the line, or maybe a couple after that.
They gave him a couple, so 2nd and 23 is what they're calling it here, and that's what we'll go with.
And here's where you were talking about being good on 3rd down, as Palmetto Prep has a huge field to work with here. They've got about 23 yards for the first down, and you gotta hope they can at least get a stop here. They've got plenty of space.
Thomas, 2 receivers, bunched to the far side, facing some pressure. Gets rid of it. What a ball. That was way overthrown, though. Jop, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Thomas is a cannon for an arm. It's not accurate once he gets past about 20 yards, but, really not a lot of guys are. But he threw that, from about the 25-yard line. It landed on the opposite 30.
An injured Palmetto Prep player is Kenny Terry. We have a timeout. We're going to step aside for just a few seconds. 5:15 left to go in this third quarter. And a 3rd down and long coming up here for Fork Union. And once again, another opportunity for Palmetto Prep to make a play.
Yes, a 3rd and 23 here. And usually you'd say, all right, they probably got this fourth down here, but Palmetto Prep has lost some big third downs today, and we'll see if Fork Union can run this one.
Thomas facing some pressure. He'll take off. True Self Cooper has him in his sights. So does Hartley. And they combine for the first hit, and then the team does the rest. I believe Kai Wilson might get credit with the tackle, but it was a team effort. And that'll bring up a fourth down and 13. So gain of about 10 by Thomas there, make it a little bit easier for his punter.
Well, that was kind of the prevent defense there. Palmetto Prep backed up and said, all right, you can run on us, but we're not going to give you 23 yards out of it.
Palmetto Prep's going on the road for their final 4 this season before they hopefully come home for the EAC Championship November 19th at 2 p.m. Akithia Carson back to return. He's standing at his 21. Isaiah Hawkins with the low driving kick. And is that going to get into the end zone? Boy, it looked like he might have had something there, but it does bounce into the end zone. So the Minutemen will take over on their 20. 3:50 left to go here in the third quarter. Chris Sheeman and Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you one last time during the regular season. We'll be back just before Turkey Day. So let me tell you about what I'm going to be doing that weekend. I'm going to do a small college soccer tournament up in Greenville. And then I'll be coming here the next day. And then the next day after that, I go home and fly to Cleveland, Ohio to see my folks for Thanksgiving. It's going to be a busy November for me, busy for Palmetto Prep as well, as they're on the road to finish out the regular season. So I mentioned that if you want lunch, I'll be here early probably, coming from Greenville.
Absolutely.
Colin Sneed, 1st and 10 at the 20. He'll take off and wrapped up on the play. It was number 15, Damon Weldon. Also Robert Cates, one of the linebackers, but a good gain on first down for Sneed, who looks a little more comfortable now taking off running here in this second half.
Yeah, I think the offensive line came out with a plan out of halftime to really give him more time. He even flushed from the pocket a lot, which isn't unusual for Palmetto Prep, but he looked a little more uneasy about it, like it wasn't the plan. Sometimes on like a screen pass it usually is, but he was very, very flustered in the first half and threw an interception because of it.
Cam Brown again at running back. Gets the handoff, goes straight ahead for a couple. Tackle on the play, Nick Zimmerman.
Well, Palmetto Prep's got to have such urgency here. You only got a couple minutes left in this quarter, and like you said, the clock moves fast, and that fourth quarter is going to come and go, and they've still got to make up one field goal.
Yeah, you can count on probably 2 drives at this level, where if you're a D1 school, you're probably looking at 3 or 4 drives per quarter. Handoff, Cam Brown, big burst ahead, has the first down, taking it to the 38-yard line. And a pickup of about 6. Oxendine with the tackle for Fork Union.
It's a big first down run there by a not running back. He really does well at hitting the hole and getting that first down.
Cam Brown's one of those guys. He's got the speed. One of those do-it-all kind of guys. What can I do for you today, coach? In at receiver, Iverson Reese, one of the DBs. We see him once in a while. Jeter also out there. Sneed facing pressure intended for Reese, and it's incomplete at the 40.
Well, just we were saying that Sneed gets some more time, he gets flushed out pretty quickly on that one.
Jared Sawyers with the pressure. Fork Union's going to be on the road again as well on the 22nd at Frostburg before returning home on November the 2nd. All road games from here out from Palmetto Prep unless they get to the championship game, which a lot of people think they will. Cam Brown, another good run. Tripped up. He's going to be a yard or 2 shy of the first down. Nice tackle by Maxwell Rogers. Maxwell Rogers is from Waterville, Maine.
It's quite a trip down from there.
Yeah. They're going to call it actually 3rd and inch. No, they actually mark it off. It's a first down. So a good spot on that play. 1-14 and counting here in this third quarter. Palmetto Prep, something cooking here on this drive. 2 receivers to each side for Colin Sneed. Sneed looking to throw, being flushed out, and that pass a little bit off the mark. It was intended for Martin.
Just a little bit too much oomph on that last pass, and you could tell Sneed was a little upset right there because he saw the man and he threw about as hard as he could at him, but couldn't quite handle it.
Sneed has been accurate for the most part this season. Be interesting to see what the stat line is for this game, but certainly facing some tough defense from Fork Union. J.B. Thompson back in at running back. He's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Ben Bertram making the stop with some help from Haiji Lopez, and flags are down.
Some extracurricular after the play, I think, and that might be a personal foul.
So we'll see who
It's going to
did it
be
first.
a dead ball face mask on Palmetto Prep.
Jerome on the YouTube chat wondering, where's 83 on the field? Guess what? He's out there. Niles Lewis. The Niles Lewis fan club is out there.
Well, you can see him with those bright yellow cleats. Looking great today.
Pulling it off, my friend, pulling it off. So, 3rd down and 25, what was a promising drive. Now, Palmetto Prep likely will play for field position here. Niles Lewis on the season, 6 catches, 54 yards. Sneed looking to throw. It's caught on the near side and easily coming up with the catch. Got most of the penalty yards back, but it'll bring up a 4th down and 12 from the 45, and Palmetto Prep will punt.
Yeah, disappointing because that personal foul there, and you know that play was probably would have got the 1st down if it was from the original distance, but there was no way they were getting 25 yards on that 3rd down.
Gail Taylor saying on the YouTube chat, DeAndre Thomas, I was talking about him. I don't know where he's going, but he better be going somewhere. Gail says he's going to the NFL. We'll have to remember that name.
Someday, I could see it. Someday.
It's been done before at Fork Union many, many times in the last 3 decades or so. McCloskey back to kick it. High arcing kick. It'll be fair caught by Okami. No, it won't. It goes over his head. Takes a Fork Union bounce, but still good kick for McCloskey as Fork Union will take over with 19 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3 at their 19. So we'll see what Thomas here and the offense has in store for Palmetto Prep.
Well, I think the defense has got to dig deep here. I think a field goal and you're still in it, but a touchdown by Fork Union will be about 10 points in what will probably be about 10 minutes left. Will be very tough to overcome for Palmetto Prep.
Be interested if Gail or anybody on the YouTube chat can talk a little more about DeAndre Thomas and what he was like in high school, if anybody happens to know. Again, the only thing that I found on him was he played 2 games and really didn't do much last year. Handoff here on 1st and 10. Goes to number 2, Barbosa, and Barbosa trying to get to the right side. Gains 3, and that will wrap up quarter number 3. So Palmetto Prep with a touchdown here in the quarter, or J.B. Thompson, a 3-yard touchdown run, and it's 13-10. Exciting finish in store and a fun last 15 when we come back. You're watching Palmetto Prep football here on YouTube. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Here we go, quarter number 4, the battle of the unbeatens here in Columbia, South Carolina. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. It's 2nd down and 13 as Thomas and the offense for Fork Union take the field. Thomas throws that a little bit high, intended for the tight end, Sterling Palmer.
Well, it's an awkward situation here for Fork Union as you want to add to the score. You want to score, you want to pass, but at the same time, if you can run and try draining the clock a bit, that wouldn't be the worst thing either.
This is where Palmetto Prep has been successful, and it's the next play in the first half especially where they faltered. 3rd and long have been money in the bank almost for Fork Union. Palmetto Prep came in. Opponents just 23% on 3rd down all season, but Fork Union has converted a lot of 3rd and longs here today. So the defense has to make a play, and before they do, Fork Union's going to talk about it. So we will go away, just underway here in the 4th quarter. 3rd and long when we come back. Welcome back. 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for Fork Union out of the timeout. Julian Garrett, the running back, goes in motion, and the pass is too high for Abdul Jop on the near side. So Fork Union will kick it away. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. 3-point advantage for the Blue Devils, I believe is what their nickname is.
Well, you mentioned this a while ago, is how big special teams are. And right here is a huge special teams play for both sides. A good punt that could pin Palmetto deep would be, really tough to overcome Palmetto. But at the same time, a blocked punt or a really short one could set Palmetto Prep really well.
Keithio Carson standing at midfield. He has returned one for a touchdown. Isaiah Hawkins facing some pressure, gets it away. And it's going to go out of bounds near the 43. We'll see where they spot it. Palmetto Prep's going to have good field position here, though. The official continuing to walk, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. So Harrison Gale on the YouTube chat saying that DeAndre Thomas played for Briarwood High in Ashburn, Virginia. So I'm going to go to work on that while you tell us about this upcoming Palmetto Prep drive and what they need to do here.
Well, they're already almost in Chris Ramirez's field goal range, so you've got to think that, to tie this game at least, they should move the ball a little bit closer. But to win this game, which I think would be a little bit tougher, but they've got to get in and probably run the ball a lot better than they did last time, as
J.B. Thompson is back in there at
J.B. Thompson
running back.
and Cam Brown.
And Brown gets the handoff. Stutter steps, now goes to the right side. Good gain. He'll have the 1st down on a pickup of 10. Nice job by JB there, Harrison.
So now it's a question of, well, how much time to take for you to score, because you don't want to score too quick and leave the entire quarter for Fork Union to score right back on you. But at the same time, got to make sure that you get the ball in the end zone whenever you can.
Yeah, still nothing on Thomas. It's a shame. But we got nothing. So
high school stats are fickle.
Yes, they are. Play action. Colin Sneed was looking to throw initially. He'll run, takes a shot, but keeps going. As Sneed is taken down at the 22-yard line. Maxwell Rogers with another stop. Another good run for Colin Sneed. I was a little worried about where the football was positioned there, though, Harrison.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very, very awkward positioning there, but Continue to move the ball there. A second and very manageable here for the Minutemen.
Well, Fork Union played close with Georgia Prep last week before opening it up in the second half. Palmetto Prep holding their own. Fumbled snap. Sneed able to pick it up on the bad snap and took it forward, and I believe he might have picked up the first down. That was heady.
That was the ultimate fumble-rooski play right there, as I think it might have gone off the center's foot as it came out, and Sneed picks it right up and runs with it, and that worked as well as any other design play could have.
So 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Palmetto Prep. Looks like somebody being carted off the field. I'll tell you about that in a moment. 3 receivers set. J.B. Thompson straight ahead. Taking it inside the 15, down at the 14. And a gain of 4 on first down.
Well, I can tell you from experience being with these kind of teams that that's a bummer for the whole team if he gets carted off to the hospital, because the whole team bus has to wait for him to get out to take him home.
Did you see who that was?
I did not. I believe it's the lineman we saw going off earlier being helped off by his teammates.
Boy, that's a shame. Sneed 2nd and 6. Looking to throw over the middle. Oh, what a shot. James Hamilton had it, but that was a big whack. Zachary Hinson. Oxendine also in there.
I mean, that would have been a tremendous play if he'd be able to come down with that, but the fact that he's even still jogging back to the huddle after that shows a lot of character.
Just underway in the 4th quarter. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley here with you. Big 3rd down for Palmetto Prep. They trail by 3. Cam Brown back in at running back. He'll get the handoff now. Tries to go left. Flag is down. As Brown is taken down, he will be close to a first down, but let's check the flag here.
Thrown right there by the guy on the side with the pink flags.
I'm thinking it might be in the face mask area.
Some sort of hands in the face, or maybe on a tackle.
It was Haji Lopez trying to stop Cam Brown.
And it will be a face mask on the defense.
So it's going to be a personal foul, and it's 1st and goal now for Palmetto Prep.
And it's an automatic first down, so that means that they're going to get 4 chances to punch this one in. I think for Palmetto Prep, you got to use all 4 downs. I don't think you can settle for a field goal this late in the game.
So here we go, 1st and goal from the 3 for Palmetto Prep. Again, shorthanded at running back, so Cam Brown is in there. Brown gets the handoff. Brown straight ahead. Touchdown. Minutemen. Palmetto Prep takes its first lead of the game and can go up by 4 with the extra point pending.
Cam Brown takes the handoff, runs right through the hole into the end zone. Didn't even get tackled. And a huge touchdown there. We'll put the Minutemen up 3 for now and 4 if Ramirez can hit this extra point.
Palmetto Prep taking the lead 16-13. Christian Ramirez boots it through. 17-13 Minutemen with 10:41 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Folks, we'll step aside. We'll come back here in 60 seconds with the kickoff right after this. Tyreek Glenn said, give it to Cam Brown on the YouTube chat. Palmetto Prep, listen to you. Tyreek, Cam Brown, 3-yard touchdown run, joining J.B. Thompson, who also had a 3-yard touchdown run here in the second half for Palmetto Prep, as the Minutemen are shutting out Fork Union here in the second period, and they take the lead for the first time. Ramirez to kick off. Back to receive is Barbosa, but that goes out of the end zone for a touchback. For Sheeman Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. Palmetto Prep looking good here. Now the defense has to step up.
Yep, 10 minutes left on the clock, and Fork Union's got length of field to drive, and I think they might be able to get 2 drives left. Fork Union, I think. You get this one, if you go quick 3 and out, you punt. You can get a quick 3 and out on the other side, get it back, but time running out here, and they've got to make some plays.
Well, if you're just joining us, Fork Union scored on the opening drive. Thomas with a pass to War to make it 6-0. Then they faked the extra point, tried to go for 2. Did not convert. That's why it's a 4-point game right now. DeAndre Thomas is not in at quarterback. It's Kevin Washington at quarterback. Washington, first pass is incomplete, intended for Jop. Kevin Washington is a guy that I've got more information on. He played at Archbishop Carroll in the D.C. area last year. 813 pass yards, 116 per game. 5 touchdowns and 10 picks. So he has some accuracy problems, and he usually does play a little bit for Fork Union.
Curious time for a quarterback change, but if you think this is a guy that gets you to come back on, then that's who you go with.
Washington under center. The pitch, Sadiq Muhammad tripped up and stays on his feet, taking it past the 30 for a 6-yard gain. So it was Aaron Muzan making the stop for the Minutemen, and 3rd down and manageable for Fork Union, but an injured Palmetto Prep defender has play stopped.
Now, I do remember DeAndre Thomas kind of rolled over his ankle back in the second quarter, so maybe he's feeling that now as he's had time to sit on it at halftime. But either way, a chance for a new hero in Kevin Washington is you can come in, lead your team on a fourth quarter comeback.
Washington, as I mentioned, has played some this season. I know he has a rushing touchdown just from going through their old games for this year, but we have a timeout, injury timeout, so we're going to step aside. 10:22 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. Well, good news, Minutemen fans. Chase Hartley was the shaken-up player for Palmetto Prep, but he's walking off under his own power. And back to live action now. 10:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. Palmetto Prep leading by 4. Washington in at quarterback for Fork Union. His pass is caught, and it's going to be good enough for a first down. Sterling Palmer, the big tight end, with another catch. Sterling Palmer, 6'7", 230. So Fork Union able to convert on that 3rd down. Hartley's being stretched out by the trainer on the sideline, so hopefully nothing too serious, a cramp.
Probably just pulled a hammy or something.
Washington in the shotgun. Sadiq Muhammad in at running back. 2 receivers bunched to the far side, looking to throw over the middle. That is going to be caught. What a play by Jawan Bell. Stiff-armed the defender to the ground and finally stood up, and another Palmetto Prep player is down.
Yeah, he hit the ground really hard. I think he collided head-to-head with the receiver. I don't think it was any sort of malicious targeting. I think they both just kind of collided heads, and he went right to the ground, hasn't gotten up yet.
We believe it's Quante Williams who's down, so another injury timeout, and we will step aside once again. Quante Williams walking under his own power. That's a good sign. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be back with you. So hopefully for Quante, just got some cobwebs knocked out of him.
Yeah, in football you call that a stinger, you know, just you hit really hard and you're shaking up a little bit just because how hard you got hit.
1st and 10 from midfield now for Fork Union. They have led for most of the game. Palmetto Prep on their last drive taking the lead, and now Fork Union trying to answer. With Kevin Washington, the backup in at quarterback. Handoff. Flags are down. Muhammad bulldozes his way forward for a gain of 3, but let's check the flags.
It's going to be a holding call on Fork Union.
So a big penalty there. Now it's 1st and 20. They'll be back in their own territory at the 40-yard line. 9:16 left to play. If you're Fork Union, you've been backed up before, so feeling pretty confident, but still can't keep shooting yourself in the foot.
I'm looking right now at DeAndre Thomas. He is standing up with the helmet on the sideline, so he looks like he's ready to go in whenever he's called.
Washington, the pass is caught. Again, it's the tight end Sterling Palmer, and they get close to the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it a gain of 8 out to the 48.
But right now, Washington doing just fine. No reason to talk about replacing him. He's holding his own out there.
Now True Self Cooper is hurt after making the tackle. True Self is grabbing his left side as he comes off the field. So 2nd down, and they're calling it 13 from the 47-yard line.
I wonder if some of these guys are starting to cramp up just in the heat and everything, and you've been playing for a couple hours now. Just getting a little tired out there as we'll see a timeout here. Play clock's down pretty low.
So Fork Union calls for time with the play clock running down. We'll step aside. 8:19 left to go in the ball game. Fork Union driving. 2nd and long when we come back. Out of the timeout, it's 2nd down and 13. Fork Union driving. 3 receivers on the near side. Washington fumbled the snap and takes a knee at the 40. So that'll bring up now 3rd and 20.
Quite a drive here for Fork Union. You know, you get the penalty. So you're back 20 yards, and you get about 15 of them back, and now you fall on a bad snap. So I think it's going to end up being about 3rd and 10, so right back where we started.
So they're on their own 40. They need to get to Palmetto Prep's 40. 7:44 and counting here in this final quarter. 3 receivers bunched on that short far side. Washington looks that way, faces pressure, and just able to get rid of it. Pressure on the play by Hassan Nisbet from Mallard Creek up in North Carolina.
Well, I think Fork Union's got to trust their defense here. They can get a quick stop, or else Palmetto Prep can probably run out the clock or get kind of a nail in the coffin score here.
I got to think DeAndre Thomas comes in on the next offensive
If he's
series.
able to, I would absolutely think so.
Unless there's some kind of an injury, which we don't see any evidence of that. On the punt is Isaiah Hawkins. Keithio Carson standing at his own 20-yard line, but that's going to go out of bounds at the 33. We'll see exactly. They're going to spot it at the 32, so that's where the Minutemen take over. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. Palmetto Prep, a drive and a score away from really putting this team away.
Yeah, I mean, a drive, long or short at this point, I think probably puts it away. There's not enough time to get 2 scores. I think if Palmetto Prep can get a score here, it's, or I guess a touchdown. Field goal keeps it in contention, but I think a touchdown here puts it away.
Palmetto Prep 5-0 on the season. Fork Union 6-0. Fork Union defeating Palmetto Prep last year by 25 points. This is a new look Palmetto Prep team this year here in 2017, though. Under center, handoff to J.B. Thompson from Colin Sneed, and Thompson takes it ahead for 2 yards.
Flag down the play.
So we will check the penalty for Fork Union. It was Ben Bertram with the stop.
It's going to be an illegal motion on Palmetto Prep, which I believe is a 10-yard penalty.
So Palmetto Prep now shooting themselves in the foot as the fourth quarter has gotten a little sloppy. Jeter comes in at wide receiver.
When Fork Union only has 1 timeout left, they burned a couple with avoiding delayed games earlier, so not a lot of ways to stop the clock for them if Palmetto gets on a roll.
J.B. Thompson trying to get to the outside. He's going to be wrapped up for a loss. Great pursuit and tackle on that play. Haji Lopez, the product from Newark, New Jersey. They say it goes for no gain, so Thompson was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run, and, you know, for Palmetto Prep, yeah, you want to run the clock, but
You'd rather go forward if you want to run that clock.
yeah, right. Lewis is in at receiver, as is Kadarius Jackson, both of them on the far side. Jeter and Smith on the near side. Sneed will throw here. Collin over the middle. It's caught. That's Kadarius Jackson for the second time here today, taking it out to the 37-yard line. And it's an 11-yard pickup. That was another big shot. I believe it was big number 56, Thomas George.
That's why you want to move the clock, though. You get solid yards, and 3rd and manageable here as the clock continues to run for Palmetto Prep.
George is from that great music town of Austin, Texas. So 3rd down and 5 for Palmetto Prep. Sneed over on the far side, and the pass is dropped. Jackson made a great catch on the last play, but he dropped it that time. Palmetto Prep will have to kick it now.
Well, here we go. I think this is the one drive that Fork Union will get as a chance to get back in this one. Trailing by 4, unfortunately, so no field goals coming up for them.
So here comes McCloskey. Mark McCloskey to kick it away for Palmetto Prep here.
He's pretty close to the line, actually. He's not very deep.
As he boots it from the 30. Wakami catches at the 20, takes it to the 25-30. Tries to go towards the middle. Pretty good return out to the 36-yard line for Wakami. And decent field position here for Fork Union with 5:15 to go. And the question now is, who's the quarterback going to be?
I'm trying to get a view of that huddle right now. I'm not seeing much.
DeAndre Thomas has played 90% of the game. Kevin Washington came in on the last series. And Thomas is back out there now.
And that's probably the best chance Fork Union has here. They tried to give him a series off or something just to, I think he rolled his ankle earlier in that game, but he's got a chance to lead this fourth quarter comeback.
Josh Dahl in at running back. 3 receivers bunched to the near side now. Dahl with the block, and Thomas unable to get the throw over to his intended receiver. That was Tan Davis on the near side, close to midfield.
Yeah, the red idea there with a quick roll out towards the sidelines to try to get out of bounds and save time, but not great execution there as that pass falls well short.
Palmetto Prep, their defense, which has gotten to them to this 5-0 start, trying to step up big here late in this fourth quarter. Thomas sends 3 receivers over to the near side, 2nd and 10 from his 36. Thomas dancing around, facing some pressure. He'll take off and able to get the first down on a gain of 11 as he dragged Jason Williams with him.
Well, that's a great play as you see Williams gets one of his legs, not the other. So what does he do? He pivots all the way around and gets that first down.
Chase Hartley was also there, but Fork Union with a first down is they're close to midfield now on their own 47.
Under 5 minutes now as they're about at midfield here.
So now the clock becomes Fork Union's friend as they try to run it here. Spinning away is Dahl. Dahl dragging tacklers to the 45 of Palmetto Prep. It's an 8-yard gain. Malik Bostic making the stop.
Well,
Palmetto Prep, another defender is down, Harrison.
Well, the problem here is there's more momentum coming towards Fork Union's way. They're getting more and more confident as they continue to move the ball forward. And with the injury here, they get a free timeout to draw up a few plays.
So a timeout on the field. We go away. 4:21 left to go. Drama shaping up here in Columbia. We'll be back. It was DeMar Donaldson, one of the tackles for Palmetto Prep, who was hurt and walking off on his own. That's a good sign again for Palmetto Prep. We've seen a few guys going down here. Fork Union driving. They have it on Palmetto Prep's 45. It's 2nd and 2. Chris Sheeman, Harrison Huntley, glad to be with you. Clock starts. 4:15 and counting. Thomas looking to throw, facing a blitz, gets a deep ball, and it's caught for a touchdown. Toshin Oikami, 43 yards. And just like that, Fork Union retakes the lead.
Well, we knew Thomas had that arm as he's been throwing long like that all game, but this is the first time he's actually hit on one of those passes, and it comes at a great time as about 4 minutes left. Fork Union takes the lead.
The extra point here is huge as Fork Union right now with a 2-point advantage. Oikami will kick it. Thomas the holder. And that is not going to be good. 19-17. And a field goal now, Harrison can win it for Palmetto Prep. Where have we seen this before?
Yeah, I mean, you said this back in the first quarter, how big special teams can be and how this really big part of the game, everything, and you've been right so far as 2 missed extra points for Fork Union, and it leaves Palmetto Prep in this game.
Well, I do about 100 broadcasts a year, and I'm right at about 5, 6, 7, or 8 times.
Well, I mean, if you make one of those, a field goal ties it. If you make 2 of those, it's a touchdown game. Field goals don't matter.
I mean, we saw it last night. If you stayed up late for hashtag Pac-12 After Dark, I mean, that Washington, that poor kicker, I hope he's good at soccer because he's not playing football for them anymore.
Every year there's one team that just gets absolutely destroyed by kicking like a primetime game, and it was them this year.
So it'll be Maceo Barbosa to kick off. And it's Haynes and Carson to return. Akifio catches it at the 25, takes it to the near side, 35, 45, and close to midfield as the clock goes inside 4 minutes to go. Great field position now for Palmetto Prep.
This is probably about going to be the last drive for Palmetto Prep. They do have 3 timeouts, but I think it's going to be tough to lose the ball here and get it back. So this is do or die for Colin Sneed and company.
This is not a conference game. This is a win if Palmetto Prep can come back here of prestige.
This is sort of like, when you play someone like Alabama out of conference in college football in like Division I, where, it's not going to matter standings-wise, but you're just shocker around the world sort of thing.
J.B. Thompson in at running back. Colin Sneed throws complete. Sherman Smith at the 45. He stood up. Getting there first was Jordan Gilliard.
But before the game's over, we can say right now that the fact that this game is close, it's not a 25-point win like last year, it means a lot. It means Palmetto Prep has progressed as a program, and the fact that they're in this game this late is huge.
6-yard gain, they call it, down to the 44. 3:30 left to go. Palmetto Prep in no hurry. They need a field goal. Christian Ramirez has struggled, but he does have a field goal today. He's 1 out of 2. J.B. Thompson for a first down. As he picks up 4 yards, stop on the play. Jemeni DeJean-Cam.
Well, and Ramirez right now being encouraged by his teammates on the sideline, telling him, hey, this is your game, you got this. So I think the play here is run the clock down for a field goal. I don't think Palmetto Prep is trying to really do any kind of hurry up to get in the end zone.
It was a 44-yard field goal earlier in the first quarter for Palmetto Prep and Christian Ramirez. He did miss another one in the first half. Colin Sneed, Sherman Smith again hooking up. Smith, 12-yard gain down to the 28.
And only 1 timeout left for Fort Union, so they can't do anything to stop the clock here. They just have to watch Palmetto Prep and trust their defense.
Jordan Gilliard on the stop. Palmetto Prep continues to march on. They are in Ramirez's field goal range. He doesn't have a high percentage, but he booted one from 50 this year. 3 receivers on the far side. Blitz. Sneed able to escape, spinning, and downed at about the 26-yard line. 4-yard gain. So you have 1 timeout if you're Fork Union. Harrison, when do you use it? It's probably on 3rd down here, right?
Yeah, well, there's 2 ways to think of that. There's one where you want to say, well, let's stop the clock so we can get enough time for our offense, or you use it to ice the kicker if they bring Ramirez out and you want to get him thinking a little more.
Yeah, interesting decisions for John Schumann and Fork Union Military Academy. 2nd and a long 6. Sneed looks to throw. Sherman Smith again, his 3rd catch on the drive. Palmetto Prep takes it to the 15-yard line as we go inside 2 minutes to play in the ball game.
That's a great catch. He's fallen over, almost took them off the head, but caught right in the breadbasket and came down with it inside the 20 now with under 2 minutes to play.
This has been a fun one. I think we earned this one.
Absolutely. We've suffered through some tough games this year and some
Got to be
blowouts.
fun for the kids down there, too.
Yeah, finally games where the crowd can get into it. You have fun. Fourth quarter comebacks. See what football's all about.
Still business to do, though. J.B. Thompson trying to get outside, and he gains 5 down to the 10-yard line. Clock continues to run, which is music to Palmetto Prep's ears.
Palmetto letting the clock run. They've got 3 timeouts, and I think they may run one more play, maybe over to the left to kind of line up the field goal for Ramirez.
Still one timeout, as we mentioned, from Fork Union, but they have to be very selective about when they take it. Inside a minute, though, you've got to stop the clock. 2 receivers on the near side. Colin Sneed will hand it off. Thompson straight ahead, moving forward, lost the football, but he got it back. Oh, boy.
Almost catastrophic right there.
I don't have a dog in this fight. You know, my check says Palmetto Prep, so it's helpful when they win, but my heart stopped on that fumble as we get a timeout.
You could see he was running through the pile and lost it in the middle and had to turn around and fall on it. He was very scared of that one.
So it's 3rd down now and 5.
Is it 2nd down or 3rd down?
It should be 3rd down, I think.
I will trust you over the down markers on the field because usually we are more accurate up here.
Now, who knows? I don't know. I remember 3 hours of sleep.
But yeah, so that's a timeout, and so I think what you want to do is give it to your quarterback, let him move over to the left just a little bit, or wherever Ramirez likes it. Maybe he likes it on the right hash, maybe he likes it on the left hash. Put it wherever he wants it to be, and let the clock run down to about 3 to get that field goal.
So it will be 2nd down. I had it wrong. You jinxed me. You told me I did something right the last time. So an injury timeout.
So in that case, I'd say now you probably get one play, maybe a run or a quick pass just to see if you get the end zone. And if not, I think your 3rd down play has got to be to line up the field goal.
Jared Sawyers was the injured Fork Union player. Oh, boy, this has been a tight one. This is just like the Birmingham Prep game with more offense.
Yeah, that 7-0 game, a little different than this one.
So Sneed's going to go back into the shotgun again. J.B. Thompson in at running back, and the snap is fumbled. J.B. Thompson falls on it at the 15. Oh, boy. They're not making it easy on themselves, are they?
Not an ideal drive, but the kicker, Ramirez, started running out in the field, and now so they might take a timeout instead.
That might have been Fork Union's timeout.
We'll
I
have to see
can't
what comes up
imagine
on the
Palmetto
scoreboard.
Prep would have gone that quickly.
Right. We'll see who gets to take off the board, but ball right in the middle hash right now, so I think that might be good for a field goal here. The possible game winner with about 25 seconds left here.
See, now it says 4th down, so that was 3rd down. I was right.
Can't trust anyone out here.
So it will be kicking time. Christian Ramirez, 1 out of 2 today. 5 out of 17 overall.
Well, to be fair, some of those have been from 40 and 50 yards out where they were just like, hey, go give it a try. So I'd say he's probably more on 50%. Just in kicks that he could have made, he's probably more 5 out of 10 probably, I'd say.
There has been some wind during some of these games that Palmetto Prep has played as well. So here it is. Your ball game with 25 seconds left to go. Christian Ramirez with a 32-yard attempt. He's made one from 44 today, and he's missed another one, and that answers the question about whether or not Fork Union used the timeout, as they will call timeout here, try to ice the kicker.
And I don't think Palmetto Prep's even going to huddle on that. I think they're just going to stay out there and just be ready whenever it comes.
The holder on the play, I believe, is going to be Brantley Campbell.
Well, the nice thing about that fumble was it kind of centered the ball. You know, I don't know what the plan was originally, but Thompson fell on it right about in the middle of the about 15-yard line.
The wind is blowing in Palmetto's favor. It's not really blowing that hard, but
It's not side to side or anything, though.
yeah, it is blowing towards the field goal
This
post.
will be about a 31-yard kick here for Ramirez.
Here we go. Again, Campbell, the holder. Ramirez, it's blocked. Oh, heartbreak for Palmetto Prep and celebration for Fork Union. On a weekend where kicking has played massive impacts in college football, the kicking voodoo hits Columbia, South Carolina as well.
Yeah, and there will be a flag after the play for celebration as the entire Fork Union bench stormed the field on that one. But a huge block there, and a problem we saw earlier, the Ramirez had a kick block earlier, and it was called back for offsides, but something that they've got to go back and work on is that special teams blocking, which isn't always the same as offensive linemen, and unfortunately we'll come back to haunt them on this one.
So, Palmetto Prep does have 2 timeouts, but it's a moot point as Fork Union will come out, backed up after the celebration penalty, but they will be in victory formation here. Fork Union will move to 7-0, and hey, tip your caps, both of these teams. Nothing to be ashamed of for Palmetto Prep. It's going to hurt. You feel bad for Ramirez especially, but I mean, this is a great leap forward for this program and these kids.
Yeah, moral victories are always kind of sour after the loss. Looking back on this is going to be a really big game for this program going forward.
So that'll do it. Hugs around, good sportsmanship all around. Fork Union hangs on, winning 19-17. So, folks, again, our next broadcast as Palmetto Prep goes on the road for their final 4 games will be the EAC Championship game. It will be Sunday, November 19th at 2 p.m. For everybody here at Palmetto Prep, for my partner, Harrison Huntley, my name's Chris Sheeman. Thanks for watching, everybody. Again, your final score, Fork Union 19, Palmetto Prep 17. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.